back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for your love, for your support. If you are new to my channel, you're welcome. If you have not subscribed, please, I would appreciate for you to hit on the subscribe button and then hit on the bell also to get an update whenever I upload a new video. If you want to register for my online classes, which I normally run every month, you will see my number scrolling through the screen. Just send me a message on WhatsApp and then I'll give you the details of the classes we have presently available. Okay guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to cut an off-shoulder bustier. Two ways of cutting an off-shoulder bustier. Is very simple process. So and then the bustier pattern that we're going to be doing today is the straight one. So that's what we're going to learn how to do today. So I already have my fabrics here that I'm going to use. So in cutting a normal regular off shoulder bustier, we're going to root a line. Okay, so this is a line here, and then the measurement that I'm going to be making use of, the bust measurement is 32. So you divide 32 into 4, we're going to have 8. Then the under bust measurement is 28, you divide into 4, and then the waist measurement is 30, you divide into 4. So I'm going to impute all of those lines now. So this line is like my startup line. So the regular off shoulder, you take out 5 inches, you can take out 6 inches, which is still okay. So you place your tape like that, and then you measure your bust point, which is 10 inches, and then the under bust for this pattern is 13, and then the half cut is 17 inches. So you connect with your ruler. Okay, so after connecting, the next thing we're going to take out now is our dart. It's a very simple process. Okay, so for the dart, I'm going to come to my under bust. So now this is my bust point line. That's this first one. This under bust, that's the bust point, that's this line, and then this is the under bust line, and then this line is the waist, which is the half cut. Okay, so the next thing now, we're going to come to this line. We'll take out our dart. So to take out the dart, we're going to use 4 inches bust span. That's from one nipple to another, which is 8. So you divide that 8 into 2, and then just rule that line across all of your lines. Okay, so this is your shoulder line, and then you connect it. It's a simple process. The next thing, we're going to take out our dart. So because it is a straight bustier, that's why the dart is running straight. Okay, so the next thing, we're going to take out our dart. So for the dart, we come to the under bust line, and then this is the waist. So we'll take 1 inch to this right hand side like this. You mark it like this. So the dart is 2 inches. You divide it into 2. Put 1 here and then 1 here. So the other 1 inch, we're going to mark it here like this. And then from this point, we're going to connect that point. We'll connect it to this point like this. So it's not entirely straight, okay? And then this one also, I'll connect it to that bust point also, okay? And then we'll come to the shoulder line. So on the shoulder line part, on this right hand side, I'm going to mark 1 inch here. So the next thing, on this side, I'm going to take out half of an inch on this side. So I'll mark that half of an inch like this, and then we're going to connect the line. So this one will connect it to this. Okay, you can see how it is curved, and then this will connect this. Okay, so you can see what we have. You can see our curve. So I'm going to curve it more, and then these lines, I'll extend it to the down part. Okay, so the next thing now, we're going to cut out the dart. Okay, so you can see that's our dart. So the next thing now, we're going to take out our full body measurement. Okay, so I'll take this like this, and then I'll place this. Just place it a little bit on top of it. Make sure that the lines, they match. And then now we're going to take out our bust measurement, just like I explained. Our bust is 8, which is 32. You take your tape and then you place it here. First, before you start, you mark your shoulder measurement here. Okay, so our shoulder is 14. You mark the 14, you divide it into two, which is 7. You mark your 7 inches here, and then you come, you add your allowance, which is stitching allowance. So from this place like this, you are going to mark. So you know that we took out 5 inches initially. So my bust, that's my armhole measurement is 15. So when you take out 5, what I have left is this. Okay, so I'll mark it like this. So the next thing is my bust, which is 8 inches. I'll take my tape, I'll place it here just on top of this line. So this is my 8 inches, and then I'll add my stitching allowance. So I'll add like 2.5 inches for my stitching allowance, and then I'll mark it like this. Okay, and then I'll come to my under bust line. So that line, just extend it to this point. I'll come to my under bust line, which is 7, is 28. You divide into 4, you have 7. You are going to take it like this. You mark here like this, and then you add your allowance also, 2.5 inches allowance. And then I'm going to come to the waist. The waist is 30. You divide into 4, you have 7.5. I'm going to mark my 7.5 here, and then I'm going to add my allowance also. And then all of these lines, I'll connect it with my ruler like this. Okay, so you can see how easy this is. And then for the neckline, I'm going to use 3 inches for my neckline. So this is 3 inches. And then note, this is an off shoulder, okay? So you don't just cut your neckline inside. I'm going to place it like, remember, 5 inches already is out. So the next thing depends on how deep I want my neckline to be. So I'll use 7 inches. That's my 7. And then I'll mark it like this. I'll connect it like this. So that's for, so I'm going to cut out the neckline. Okay, so this is the front piece. So in cutting out the back piece, it's a very simple process. So I don't want, if you don't want to go through it again, you just take this like this, and then you place it like this. So you add your zipper allowance. So for the back neckline, you can just cut out the neckline like this, and then mark the point where your dart is going to be. That's that point, like this. Okay, it's a simple process. And then you mark, just cut this out, and then I'll put my notch here. Okay, so that's, you see how simple and easy it is. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you the second method, which is a simple method in case you don't know all of this calculation of how to take out 5 inches. So I'll just show you right now. Okay guys, so this is the second method. So you have, this is our full body scale, this is our shoulder line, and then this is our bust point line, which is 10 inches bust point, and then this is our under bust, and then this is our half cut or waist. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add my shoulder measurement, which is 14. Divide that into 2. I have 7 here. I'm going to add just 1 inch allowance to it, and then from this point I'm going to mark my armhole measurement, which is 16. Divide that into 2. I have 8 inches. Okay, so I'm going to connect it like this with a straight line. The next thing, I'm going to take half of my armhole measurement here, and then I'm going to connect it. I'm just trying to curve it nicely. You can actually come in. So when I'm stitching, I will do that trimming out. Okay, so the next thing, I'm going to add my dart first. So the dart lines, I'm using 8 inches. Divide that into 2. That's bust span from one nipple to another is 8. You divide into 2. You mark 4, 4, and then just mark the 4 all across, and then I'll connect it with my straight ruler. Okay, so I've marked the dart. So the next thing now we're going to take out the darts. So I'll come to my under bust line. We're using the same pattern. So I'll mark my 1 inch to this side and then mark 1 inch to this side also. And then I'll come to the top. I'll mark 1 inch to my right hand side and then I'll mark half of an inch to my left hand side. So the next thing, this 1 inch, I'm going to connect it now to this point and then connect this one to this point. So this now, connect this one to this. So you connect that point now to that 1 inch on the top part, okay? And then this half inch, we're going to connect this one now to the half inch. Okay, so you can see. So the next thing, you extend that 1 inch down. So now I'm going to cut out my dart. So after marking, I'll cut this out before. So I'm going to take this, I'll place this here, and then take out our full body measurement, okay? So just place it a little bit, just like half of an inch, half of an inch. Okay, so the next thing now, you're going to check your shoulder measurement again. Please note, okay? So you check your shoulder measurement because you're going to extend that. So that's 7 inches. You don't need to add any allowance to it again. Mark it. And then the bust, which is 8. So you mark 8 here and then mark your stitching allowance. I'm using 3 inches, so from this point I'm just going to extend this here and then my under bust measurement, which is 7, I'll place this here. I'll mark my 7 inches and then I'll mark my 3 inches allowance. So for the under bust, I'll mark 7 inches and then I'll mark my stitching allowance and then I'll connect it like this. So for the waist, which is 7.5, and then I'll add my stitching allowance to this. So I'll just connect it like this. So I'll cut this out now. Okay, so now see what we have. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to mark our our dress. That's we're going to turn this now, this regular body to an off shoulder body. So make sure that all of your lines, all of your points, they fit. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to mark, I'm going to come like this. I'll mark 5 inches. And then come here also, I'll mark my 5 inches. And then I'm going to cut this off now. So you can see my off shoulder. So I've taken that off now. So you can see what I have. So I'm just trying to place it nicely. And then this is the regular one. So at the end of the day, you see how they fit. So for this one now, if you want to add your neckline, okay, let's add the neckline. If you want to add the neckline, let's use the same 7 inches that we used for the other one. So this is our 7 inches and then our 3 inches for the wideness. So you see, and then you cut it out. So it's still the same process. So guys, I just don't want to cut it out. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for watching. So you can see how easy it is. So like I said, okay, so this neckline, let me just cut it out. So you see, so you can see how it is. At the end of the day, you see both of them, they are looking the same. So choose whichever pattern is easy for you to cut out your off shoulder. You can decide to use this or you use this. So thank you so much. If you find this video helpful, please like this video. And if you have not subscribed to my channel already, I would appreciate for you to subscribe so you can see the back piece. So the back piece can work for either of the patterns. So thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.